Good afternoon and welcome to Segerstrom High School for the second game of the 2018 OC Championship Final Four between the Foothill Knights, number 3, and the number 2 Mater Dei Monarchs. In our first game, we saw St. Margaret's take care of business against Trabuco, and the winner of this game will face St. Margaret's in the OC Championship on Wednesday. But between now and then, we have 50 minutes of lacrosse to play. It's a warm one out there today after a pretty mild spring. Heat finally came yesterday. It was about 80 degrees. Looks like it's about 85, maybe 90 down on the field there. And I can tell you that turf gets hot. Their feet get hot. It's going to be a warm one down there. The umbrellas are out. The canopies are out. Everybody's seeking for the shade. And the players now taking the field, ready for the opening draw of this second Final Four game of the 2018 tournament. Looks like we have Ava Brandt versus Tess Kaiser on the opening draw. These two teams look to be very evenly matched up. They faced off against one another just a couple weeks ago, April 19th. And there's our draw control for Foothill's Ava Brandt. These two teams met about 2 weeks ago. Mater Dei took it down 14-6, which is a pretty lopsided score, but a big difference in that game was that for Foothill, Ashley Stokes was out with a concussion. Ashley Stokes is Foothill's top scorer, or was at the time at least. But she is back, number 10, in the game with the ball right now. Finding the second cut, Lauren Kilgore. Kilgore gets the shot off, but Lily Molcara, the Mater Dei goalie, able to come up with the save. On the drop ball of the clear, Peyton Puma comes up with the ground ball, and Foothill maintains possession, which makes the Foothill fans very happy. And here we have Ava Brandt with the ball top left. That's top left if you're the goalie, knocking it down low. That's Bella Escalette, bringing it through X, looking to wrap the crease and backing off from the defensive pressure. Kicks it behind to Ashley Stokes. Stokes now looking to feed, looking to drive, finds a double team, gets away from the pressure, momentarily loses the ball, able to scoop it back up, and then takes the foul. And she kicks it up to the top. That's Ava Brandt with the ball top center. And now with a lot of space on that right side, we have Stokes with the shot. And it's a nice shot. It goes to the far side. That's the off-stick hip for the left-handed goalie, Molcara. Really nice shot just on the inside of the pipe. And we feel Stokes' presence early on as Foothill goes up on the 1-0 lead. Ashley Stokes finished the season with 61 goals, which was second top goal scorer on the team. But that was in 14 games. She actually had 4.4 goals per game, which leads the team. Top scorer by raw numbers, Brooke Williams, the unstoppable junior, with 63 goals. But only 3.5 per game, as she did not miss a number of games for a concussion. And the draw's up. And Mater Dei scooping it. Peyton Smith came up with it, but it looks like there was a foul before that, and they're going to bring it back to Sydney Payne. Sydney Payne with the girls lacrosse helmet on. You are seeing more of those these days. We also see one other Foothill player with the helmet on. Ball is now back center. Uncharacteristic drop there, but no harm, no foul. And we are at the top left here. That's Tess Kaiser. Tess Kaiser looking to go 1v1 versus Brandt. Kicks it now to Peyton Smith. Smith loses control, but backing up the play, Gianna Denese. Also with the girls lacrosse helmet. And now on the left side there, Mater Dei looking to control the ball. That's Angelina Laris with the ball. She kicks it up to the top to Payne. Payne, again, momentarily loses the ball, loses it again. Good defense from Maddie Fox, making life miserable for Sydney Payne. And now driving from the left side, just above goal line extended, is Mater Dei, but well defended by Foothill, who causes the turnover. And now is looking to work the clear. Lauren Kilgore with the ball takes the foul. Lauren Kilgore now with the ball, looking to get through the 1v1 pressure, and she does. A little bit of pressure now on her back from Gianna Denese. She makes the quick little pass to Brooke Williams, who makes the fans very happy, and they're going to call no goal on that. There was a dangerous follow-through there. It looks like Brooke Williams came down with the stick on the Mater Dei player number 9, Skylar Nielsen, and that is against the rules. You cannot hit the other player with the stick, even when you make the shot. Whenever there's a follow-through and you hit the other player, that's an automatic yellow card. So instead of the 2-goal lead, the ball goes back to Mater Dei, and Foothill is down 1 player. See if Mater Dei can take advantage of the 2-minute man up. A successful clear for Mater Dei. They get it behind the Foothill zone, or the Foothill goal. Little feed into the middle to a streaking Sydney Payne. She was well covered, a couple girls on her. But she takes the foul, and she will be put on the line. Facing down with Becca Nalen. She bounces it high. That's a very difficult shot to stop. That bouncer that hits the crease right at the top and then bounces over the shoulder of the goalie, who is presumably leaning down for the goal. Sydney Payne evens the game at 1 on the free position goal. Becca Nalen, the Foothill goalie, a strong goalie. She has 55% saves on the season, which is an outstanding average. I believe of all the goalies that were in the postseason tournament, she has the best save percentage. And that's saying something when you play the schedule that Foothill has played. They've been up against all the best Orange County teams. Not to be outdone, Mater Dei, known for scheduling ridiculously difficult games. Coach Cressida Bowman really wants to inure her players and make them face off against teams that are better than the teams they're typically going to see. And we'll see if that pays dividends for her here. We saw nice little play by Becca Nalen there after Mater Dei takes down the draw and gets it into the Foothill zone. Becca Nalen, always very sneaky. She reads plays well, gets out of her crease. She is not just a wall back there. She moves to where the ball is going to be, sees where it's going to be, and in this case picks it off. I've seen her do that a number of times this season, and even when she doesn't get the pick off, she's out there threatening. She's someone that just almost like an 8th defender that the opposing attack has to keep track of, because she will sneak out there and grab those balls just as she did. And here what looks to be a good clear for Foothill, if the 1v1 can get broken, and there it is, as Maddie Fox brings the ball into the Mater Dei zone. Behind the cage now, ball's at X, still with Maddie Fox, the double team there. She's going to want to get rid of that ball, and nice look there. Looks like Gianna Denese on the good read, but the ball is going to go back to Foothill. The official ruling that she touched it last. Really nice play there. And on this Mater Dei team, we have a number of outstanding players that can make those reads. And now Bella Escalante on the restart, unassisted. Has the path to cage, gets in front of the cage, and pockets the ball on the far side low. We see Cressida Bowman now talking to one of the officials, not sure what she's discussing with them. It's a 2-1 Foothill lead at the 19:05 mark in the first half. And both teams now back to full strength. Foothill paying only 1 goal for the yellow card. The officials now conferring after this mini conference with Coach Cressida Bowman on the Mater Dei side. Still not too sure what that was about, but now we are back to the center for the draw. And on the draw control, Peyton Smith for Mater Dei. Now moving up top left there, Tess Kaiser feeds to Smith. Smith now working from the left side, takes the foul, and she will be put on the line. Peyton Smith, the top scorer for Mater Dei, with 51 goals, 15 assists, 66 total points. She leads in all categories. Nice save by Becca Nalen as Peyton Smith look to drop the stick, go with the sidearm, try to reach it around and wrap that ball. But Becca Nalen stays high on that sort of mid-range to high shot. And now in the battle on the midfield off the successful ride of Mater Dei. Ooh, almost a successful ride by Mater Dei. Foothill having a lot of trouble clearing it through that Mater Dei ride, but they are going to get it back now. Ball in the stick of Brooke Williams, who has a very sure stick and a quick step. And she moves it east to west, and then now north to south. Still facing a little bit of pressure, but moves the ball to Stokes. Stokes moves the ball down low to Escalate. Escalate brings it behind, where presumably it is safest. Ball now back left, they kick it up top with Brand to Williams, to Stokes, through Maddie McDonald and Peyton Puma, now back up through Escalate to the top. Brooke Williams looking to drive, working the 1v1. If it stays as a 1v1, Brooke Williams will usually have the advantage, but they're going to call the illegal check. And now Brooke Williams, not on the 8 meter, just inside the 12. But she does have a path to the cage. I would imagine that she's going to go to cage here. And with a little feed to teammate Ava Brandt. A little bit high on the feed, Brandt not able to gather it. But on the ensuing ground ball, Foothill able to come up with it. And certainly this will be a game of draws and ground balls. Who can win on those 50-50s? And with the shot that Molcara is typically going to be able to handle, that was not the strongest shot that we've seen from the Foothill team. Not a bad look, but not really able to get a lot of snap on that ball. And now, looking with the clear, we have Gianna Denese with the successful clear. Looked like she might have had a little lane to cage there, but she didn't take it. Now we are back right with Georgia Glowacki. Kicks it up top to Sydney Payne. Payne now to Smith. Smith across. Tess Kaiser now. No, sorry, that was Angelina Laris. And now down low, back center with Georgia Glowacki. Glowacki looking for the feed. Looked like it was there for a moment, and the second feed is also there. And off the bottom of the crossbar and into the cage, the goal comes. And that looks like it's from Tess Kaiser, fed by Georgia Glowacki. Really nice shot. Got it past the goalie and hit the pipe, but hit it just on the underside of the pipe, and it bounced straight down and over the line. Tess Kaiser with her first goal of the night. And it's 2-2 at the 15-19 mark. I was mentioning Mater Dei's difficult schedule. They do play all the top teams in Orange County, but they are the most well-traveled team in Orange County. Not only playing San Diego teams such as Lacrosse Canyon, Torrey Pines, Poway, and Cathedral, but also getting north to La Jolla and St. Ignatius. They went to Lake Oswego in Oregon. They played Radnor in Pennsylvania, Holy Child in New York. They are all over the place trying to find that best competition that will get them set up for the championship tournament. And so far they've made good on it, making their way into the Final Four. We have the draw control for Mater Dei. I believe that was Sydney Payne that came up with it. And now working back left, kicking it to Glowacki. Glowacki now back right. Feeding to the center, Sydney Payne streaking through the defense, momentarily open. Couldn't quite gather that feed, and now picking up the loose ball, Maddie Fox, moving it back through Becca Nalen, moving it to this side, Ava Brandt, and now Ava Brandt getting chased down by Peyton Smith, looking to move it through the midfield, now facing a light double team, but Smith peels off, and now it is 13v13, Brand versus Laris. A little confusion there for Laris, probably expected to have to go back onto the offensive end. Not a typical defender. Momentarily offsides was Mater Dei, but no ref is really going to call that in this situation. And unbelievably, Lauren Kilgore able to maintain control of that ball through the double check and the fall to the ground. And when she tried to get rid of it, it kind of popped out of there. Mater Dei comes up with the ball, and now we have Jamie Coe moving it through the midfield against 3 or 4 Foothill defenders, and the successful clear goes to Denise. For a moment, she might have had a path to goal, but that Foothill defense was able to crash very strong, turn her away, and now Mater Dei enters the set. Ball's back left. And now they hit Glowacki, who's facing a little bit of pressure back there. Again, cutters coming off the top from Mater Dei. And not the strongest shot from Glowacki. Looks like Nalen might have gotten a piece of it off the hip, but it bounces in and bounces past. Certainly not the prettiest goal you've ever seen, but in the Final Four, in the playoffs, those teams will take whatever goal they can make. Every point counts when your season's on the line. And with the 3-2 lead for Mater Dei, Coach Kate Hick of Foothill calls the timeout to settle her team down. 13:28 remaining in the half. Foothill has had a good run all season. The only real blemish on their record is the loss to San Clemente. And San Clemente also came real close to the upset of Mater Dei in the quarterfinal of the tournament just on Thursday, losing only 7-5, and it was a 1-goal game with 3 minutes left. San Clemente also was able to take down Foothill in one of the biggest upsets of the season. I spoke to Kate Hick about that a few weeks after it. She said it was one of the greatest blessings of the season. It forced them to redefine how they practiced, how they prepared, and even how the coaches scouted their opponents. Of course, the San Clemente Tritons working the zone defense all year. Tough to penetrate when you're used to playing against the typical man defenses. The other thing that's been tough for Foothill this year is injuries. There was a serious injury to Stokes, who took a concussion against Santa Margarita on April 10th. Was out really for all the rest of the regular season, only made it back just for the playoffs, and she has made good on that, leading her team in scoring, lifting her team up. They were facing a very tough Aliso Niguel team in the second round in the quarterfinal. They were down 8-6, but they were able to come back, and I believe Ashley Stokes was the leading scorer in that game. if I'm not mistaken, she had 7 goals. In addition to the Stokes injury, Mater Dei dealing with 3 ACLs, which even by girls lacrosse standards is a high number. As any coach will tell you, it doesn't matter what talent you have, it doesn't matter what systems you develop. If your players get injured, if you can't keep that team healthy, none of that other stuff really matters. And girls lacrosse has one of the highest incidence rates of both concussions and ACLs among all sports. So it's not uncommon to see those ACLs. It's not uncommon to see those concussions. But 3 ACLs is a lot. And a concussion to your best player going down the home stretch of the season is always going to have an effect on your performance. Foothill was up against both Mater Dei and St. Margaret's in the last couple weeks of the season, had trouble against them. But it may be a totally different thing here. Final 4, pressure of the end of the season on you, championship on the line. And they're a little bit more complete, still missing the ACLs, but back with Stokes, who picks up the draw control. Team's relatively even on the draw control. I'm seeing 3-3 on the draw control. And now Maddie Fox brings it down below. Gets it to Madison McDonald. McDonald brings it up top, and a nice little acrobatic catch there from Brooke Williams. The one hand sort of hauling that thing in. Now it goes to Peyton Puma. Peyton Puma, if you've watched her, she is not afraid of anyone. She's smaller than just about everyone out there, but I've seen her go up against all of the best defenders against the teams that Foothill's played against. And now Stokes trying to get through the double team. Looks like she took a foul there. The flag went up. Looks like a 3-second foul. The flag went up, and now instead of the turnover, Stokes will be on the line, center hash, for the free position. Little feed there to Escalette, and Escalette finishes expertly. That's Bella Escalette's 2nd goal of the game. On the good teamwork from Ashley Stokes. It's always easy to drive from the center hash, but if you see the better option and you make the pass, that's the mark of a true team player. And just past the halfway mark of the first half, 12:18 to go. We have a game on our hands, 3-3.
Scored by number 27, Bella Escalette, for the 2nd goal of the game.
So these teams are coming in from 2 different places. Foothill winning in 2015, winning the championship in 2015, making the Final 4 every other year, but not being able to come up with the championship against a strong, dominant Mater Dei team who's won the last 2. In 2016 and 2017. So Foothill looking to get back on top, while Mater Dei, the reigning champions, they've only lost 1 game to an OC team over the last 2 seasons. And over the last 3 seasons, they've only lost 4 to OC teams. So they have been dominant down here, and now Foothill earns the turnover. And Ava Brandt getting upfield takes the wild check from Sydney Payne, and it looks like she will earn the clear. Good defense here from Foothill. And the successful clear executed by Brand, who brings it behind and finds McDonald behind. McDonald at X, flips it to Puma. Ooh, that's not the kind of mistake that you want to see in the Final 4. Little flip pass, no real pressure. Momentary lapse of concentration, ball goes down, and it's picked up by Mater Dei. That was Haley Andre, who will be going to Kent State on the pickup, and then was able to move it upfield. Momentary loss, but that play was backed up. I think that was Jamie Coe who ended up with the ball on her stick for the clear, and now the ball with Peyton Smith, seeing the double team, using the official as a pick, and getting wrecked by those sticks and those hips is Peyton Smith. And that's going to be a pretty easy call for the official. Peyton Smith with an odd board in front of her. Potentially able to make something, but it looks like 3 Foothill defenders ready to crash. And now back center, working the far side. Quick feed onto the inside, and dropping the stick is Tess Kaiser. Beautiful little goal there, patiently done. I believe that was fed from Glowacki, but I'm not entirely sure. But Tess Kaiser able to take that ball, control it, drop that stick, and really from a planted position just finesse that ball in. Tough one to stop at close range for Foothill goalie Becca Nalen. I mentioned Haley Andrew will be going to Kent State. Mater Dei has 5 players that are committed to play at the next level. Peyton Smith, Tess Kaiser, and Sydney Payne will stick together and go to Arizona State University. Relatively new program that's going to have good representation from Orange County in the near future. Haley Andrew going to Kent State, and Bailey Burton, the other side of the goalie platoon, will be going to Embry-Riddle. And now Brooke Williams after the draw control for Foothill. And still a very even game on the draw control, 4-4. Both on the scoreboard and in the stat book, we're seeing very similar game here. Little feed there onto the inside, into tight quarters. That went to Madison McDonald. She got the shot off. I'm not sure if it was a save or a post or a deflection, but now the ball is in the stick of Stokes for Foothill, and they will maintain possession. Stokes brings it behind and resets the offense. We have a number of girls sort of stacking up at the top with Williams and Stokes working it from the bottom. Brooke Williams running and running and running. She is an Energizer bunny. She does not stop. You can double her. She'll pull out and reattack. She'll keep cutting and cutting and cutting until she sees that opening. Very dangerous player with a quick step and a powerful shot. And she sneaks through the defense and puts the ball high to tie the game. And the Foothill fans love it. It's always an interesting look when you go up against a left-handed goalie. Usually you're looking to shoot that ball offside. So on a right-handed goalie, you're looking to put it over their left shoulder. And if you're used to shooting it over that left shoulder, it's often hard to look up and see that stick where you're used to putting it. But Brooke Williams, a crafty veteran, a wily player, she knows where to put that ball. She saw the opening and got it there before Mulcara could get the stick there. And the draw does not go over the shoulders, so we will see a redraw. In so many ways, you can judge teams by how many stud players they have. Of course, St. Margaret's has 5. Most of the teams that make it this deep into the tournament have 3. I would say that Foothill has 4 of those really strong, dominant players, as does Mater Dei. A few other great role players that would probably be dominant players on most other teams. And there, Kilgore looked to drive, lost the ball on the check from Mater Dei, and on the fast clear, we see that ball get into the stick of Gianna Danese, who goes straight up the gut and lays it in for the goal. Not too often you see that kind of a dagger going straight into the heart of the Foothill defense. Usually they are going to be good at recovering.
Mater Dei goal!
As we note, the number of good players, those dominant players, we have Peyton Smith with 66 points for Mater Dei. Tess Kaiser coming into the game with 62 points. Gianna Danese with 44. Sydney Payne with 47. And Georgia Glowacki with 43. A solid 5 players down there. Glowacki coming on strong. Not one you hear in the headlines too often with all the high-powered talent coming out of Mater Dei, but she's made a quiet name for herself down there. And on the Foothill side, you have Ashley Stokes with 61 goals and 31 assists coming into today, and that's only in 14 games. Kilgore with 28 goals and 11 assists. Ava Brandt, 44 goals, 25 assists. It looks like we might have offsetting penalties here. Yeah, they're going to call offsetting penalties, which mean it will go to whatever direction the possession arrow is facing. And I think that means it's going to Foothill. And on the next offsetting fouls or possession call, it will go to Mater Dei. As I was mentioning, Ashley Stokes, 61 goals, 31 assists. Ava Brandt, 4 goals, 25 assists. Brooke Williams, 88 goals, 17 assists. And Lauren Kilgore, 28 goals, 11 assists. So you have 4 players that are sort of dominant on that Foothill side versus the 5 that are dominant on the Mater Dei side. But each of those girls on the Foothill side has slightly better stats than her counterpart on the Mater Dei side. So we just have really even matchups here as you look at these two teams. If you just were to put the best player against the best player and go right down the line, you're going to see a lot of parity. And now Foothill working from the set. Peyton Puma on the far side, the right side. Now coming up top to Brooke Williams. Uncharacteristic for Brooke Williams there, tentative on the pass. She was looking to make that pass to Kilgore. The pass was getting read by the Mater Dei defense, who was looking to jump and snag that ball. Brooke Williams tried to hold back on the pass, and the ball popped out of her stick. All 3 players went for it. All 3 players ended up on the ground, a couple of them rubbing their heads. Not the prettiest play, just good to see all of them getting up, and no concussions, no twisted ankles, no ACLs. And they're going to give the ball back to Foothill after a short conference between all 3 officials. That's what they came up with. Certainly the Mater Dei side is not going to be too happy with it. They're demanding an explanation, and that's what the refs are doing now. From the body language there and what I saw from the coach, we're seeing an in the sphere call. Of course, Coach Cressida Bowman not agreeing, pleading her case, but this is not a judge or a jury that will hear you. They're just explaining because they're trying to be nice. Certainly no coach on that side is going to agree with the call. Coach is on the other side, and the fans are going to clap it. And here we go now, back in action. 6:38 left to go in the first. We saw Stokes. We see Stokes feeding on the inside to Brooke Williams. The call against Brooke Williams looks to be a charge. And now the ball is back in action with Mater Dei looking to clear. Foothill fans not a fan of that call, and the successful clear for Mater Dei. Neither team has successfully broken either team's clear. There have been a couple good fights in the middle, but no one has actually ridden successfully and earned a turnover yet. It's either a testament to, that's a testament to the strong stick skills and field sense of either of these teams, because I know both of them have outstanding rides. Mater Dei takes the shot there, but it goes over. And now Glowacki working from the far side. Usually we see her, oh no, that's Angelina Laris. I was going to say usually we see Glowacki behind, and that's where she is, back right. But Laris is going to be put on the line after the foul. She has that left stick open. There's no one on the adjacent hash. And she drops the stick, bounces the shot, beats Nayland, but the orange pipe strikes again. Goalie's best friend and the shooter's worst enemy. Working top left now. Ball goes down low and behind. Ball with Anna Rolfs, and now to Glowacki. Back right, working 1v1 on the crease. She kicks it to Peyton Smith, who pulls it back out. And Brooke Williams looking to jump that pass. Sydney Payne hangs onto it and then gets it across. Nice little inside pass. Missed Peyton Smith, but picked up by Denise. Tess Kaiser saw the opportunity there. And that's what either of these teams are known for, those tight inside passes, those difficult passes and receptions in traffic. That time not quite able to make good on it. And with a nice shot, nice little fake and shot, Gianna Denise off the free position gives Mater Dei a 2-goal lead. First two-goal lead by either team tonight.
A free position goal.
Mater Dei, strange to say that they are looking to prove something. Of course, they've been just winning and winning and winning in Orange County. They are the two-time champions, looking to make it a three-peat this coming Wednesday if they can get by Foothill here. But they lost about 76% of their offensive production to graduation last year. Their 4 studs went on to play at the next level. Can't stay in high school forever. And they also lost their starting goalie. And so they came back this year with a young team that had a target on its back. Everybody wanted to beat Mater Dei. No one likes an undefeated team except their own fans. And so Mater Dei knew that they had to stand strong this season. They knew they had to show up. No one was going to hand them anything. And all the naysayers were out there ready to say that without those 4 girls that had left and the goalie, Courtney Wahlberger, that they wouldn't be able to make the same kind of run that they're making right now, but they have shown that they can do it. They've been dominating in Orange County this year, losing only to St. Margaret's 12-10 pretty early in the season, in about the 3rd week of the season. And if history is any guide, we're going to see Mater Dei versus St. Margaret's in the final. The last few years, it has been number 1 versus number 2. And now the ball is on the left side with Sydney Payne. Moving up to the top left. Light pressure out on her. And now top left with Anna Rolfs. Anna Rolfs top center, reattacks, pulls it back out, kicks it to Smith. Smith surveys the field, looks around, moves it across to Tess Kaiser. Kaiser now top center, dances around a little bit, nothing doing. Good defense there by Stokes. Stokes giving no ground, not giving up the angle, not going to let Tess Kaiser by her. And now back top right to Sydney Payne, who brings it to the center. Mater Dei looking like they're feeling no urgency, no pressure to score. They got the ball with about 5 minutes left down here. It's now 3 minutes. And there's a little bit of an attack there. I was going to say maybe they're playing for that final shot, but apparently they're not. It would have surprised me to see them go for a final shot with 5 minutes left. And now on the really nice shot to the near side, it's not going to count because of the obstruction of shooting space to the goal. It was interesting the way Mater Dei lulls you into that false sense of security. They pop the ball around, they look like they are not really even trying, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a few quick passes, and they're right on top of your cage. Foothill's got to look out for that. And now the fight for the ground ball. And Maddie Fox for Foothill comes up with it, faces the double team. They're able to dislodge the ball. And it looks like Denise comes up with it. Finds a teammate in the center. It's Laris. Laris who takes the check. We have Laris holding her face after the check, but no yellow card there. And now Laris on the line. She takes the shot, doesn't quite get the power behind it that I'm imagining Coach Cressida Bowman would want to see, but Mater Dei able to retain possession with Glowacki backing up. And the ball moves to the top center with Tess Kaiser. Kaiser getting around her defender, but not quite. Stokes playing it well. And now top center, top left. Top left with Rolfs. Kicks it back to Peyton Smith. Smith looked to attack there, but couldn't quite handle the ball, and now gets around her defenders, and Becca Nalen steps up, takes down the angle, and makes the beautiful save. And the fans not liking the call there. It did look like the Foothill player was closer to the ball when it went out. Tough to see from this angle. The ref is certainly closer, and as you might expect, the Foothill fans are not happy with it. The Foothill section right in front of me, so I have a pretty good sense of the pulse of that crowd. And here comes Mater Dei on another free position with the ball in the left hand. And nice little check there. Stokes, opportunistic, finding that stick hanging, and now Becca Nalen out of the cage with the ball. And also very cool and collected, as MCA might say, cool as a cucumber in a bowl of hot sauce. She had two players on her, but never panicked, found the open player, and now it looks like Foothill will have a little bit of space to run as they attempt to clear the ball. 23 seconds left, down by 2. They get the ball up top, and now we're going to get a yellow card. An inadvertent stick to the head. This is Jamie Coe, who was going for the ball, but her stick got kind of wrapped up in with the stick of the Foothill player. Looks like it was Brooke Williams. And the stick hit the head, which is the automatic yellow, despite Coe's best intentions. Certainly no dirty player there. And I'm now seeing 56 seconds on the clock. Not sure exactly what that was about. I would imagine that the official time on the field and the time that's held up here in the press box is a little bit different. So now with a little bit of time to work, Williams able to get the clear to Stokes as Foothill gains the Mater Dei zone. And still no successful rides from either team. Now looking to work from back is Stokes, back right. And they will be playing for the last shot here, top right to Brand. They'll probably look to execute the attack somewhere with about 15 to 20 seconds left. That is enough time to get a shot, maybe a second chance, but not enough time that if they lose it, the Mater Dei team can get it back up the gut. And now Lauren Kilgore had a good lane to goal, pump fake, waited for the defense to crash, and earned the shooting space violation. 16 seconds left to go. Mater Dei up by 2. Lauren looking to finish off and bring it to within 1, and she does. Gets around the defense, dances with that stick. Good control, good patience. Poised and under control. Good composure from the seasoned veteran, the 4-year varsity player, Lauren Kilgore, who puts it past Lily Mulcahy. And it is a 6-5 game. And unless someone can work a miracle off the draw here in the final 7 seconds, it looks like we'll go into halftime with a 1-goal game. If we look to our neighbors to the north, Redondo is leading Kate 16-3 with 13 minutes left. Not imagining we'll see Kate come back against Redondo in that game. Agora beat West Ranch 15-13. So it looks like it'll be Agora versus Redondo in the LA section this Wednesday. And then the winner of that game and the winner of the OC Championship will play next Saturday, a week from today, at Newport Harbor High School, the brand new Davidson Stadium at Harbor. I can tell you, I've walked on it. It is a beautiful stadium, state of the art. And unlike so many stadiums that get built these days, It has wooden benches. So if you want a taste of the classic, the old school, a day long since past, come to Newport Harbor next Saturday and watch the OC champion beat up on the LA champion. And another correction on the clock, 11 seconds to go. That gives it a little bit more time. A clean draw will get a player to the cage in about 7 seconds. But now that the ball is down, I don't imagine we'll see anything. 4 seconds to go, and I think we're going to redraw. Not sure exactly what the officials are, and they're going to give it to Mater Dei. Mater Dei has 4 seconds to get the ball about 60 yards. Don't imagine they will be successful with that, but I would love to see it if they can. And now they are going to give the alternating possession back to Foothill. On that last play of the game, there was either offsetting fouls or something else that evened out, and they moved the possession back to Foothill. We are at halftime of the second OC semifinal between Foothill and Mater Dei. Mater Dei leading by 1 goal, 6-5. Stay tuned for the second half. I'm going to give you a break here, let you go relieve yourself and get a snack. And you'll hear me back with you in about 5 or 6 minutes.